Hello everyone, my name is Mr. G and I'm here to help you out with checking grades as a teacher on the Canvas platform. So just to kind of give you a quick upbrief on what it is, you'll be checking grades within Canvas's speed grader, and there's also the collaboration with using Google assignments and checking grades using the Google features as well. So let me go ahead and push myself to the side, push myself to the little corner so you can see everything on my screen and so that everything else makes sense as well. So let me go ahead and close that out and open my Canvas page. You'll go onto your home page, and on your left-hand side on the course navigation, you'll go ahead and click on grades. And this is where you'll see the Canvas gradebook. If you have a lot of assignments within Canvas, yours will look similar to mine. And if you don't, you might have one or two, or you might have nothing at all. And that is okay. But I want you to kind of get the gist of what's going on for today. So here, this is kind of the general gradebook. You'll see a lot of blanks. Students haven't submitted things. Green check marks means that they did it. Perfect. Zeros, twos, fours, all kinds of different scores. And it tells you what is it out of. And those are the scores that I chose for them. This little icon that kind of looks like a little notebook with a little exclamation mark, that kind of just means that I need to check that work so I can give them a grade so that they can get their feedback as well. And if I scroll over, you can see the bunch of other assignments as well. But don't get overwhelmed. I'm going to explain as much as I can within this video without boring you too much. So I'm going to go ahead and start off with this one right here. When I click on it, I can easily change the grade if I need to modify it for some reason, make it a 2, make it a 3, whatever it may be. But what I really want you to see is this little rectangle with a little arrow pointing to the right. If I click on that, it will give me a new menu to the right-hand side. And so what it reminds me of, or gives me, is it gives me an opportunity to change their grade yet again, but it also changes the status. And what the status does, I can put it as none, just to not color code it at all. And if you notice, it changed it over here. Maybe they submitted it late, it makes it blue. How many days late? Canvas automatically does it if you put a due date within the assignment. Maybe it was missing, which is why I have a lot of red ones. Their assignments are missing. Or maybe they were sick that day, or they have a doctor's note or some other type of excuse. I can put it as yellow as an excuse, and it puts it as an excused for them. But I'm going to go ahead and return it to the missing so I don't mess around with any of my stuff before I forget to do it. So this is kind of just the general grade book. But what I really want to show you is both the speed grader version and then the Google version. So let me go ahead and show you the speed grader. That one would be kind of like, let me use this one as an example. I'll go ahead and click on classroom statement. I'll open it up, and it's just kind of a discussion board with my students. And then I clicked on the 3 dots because this one was a discussion board, so it's a little different. It might be a little different with other types of forms. So hopefully you can kind of gauge and figure out where it is. Most likely it is going to be in the 3 dots, and it's going to be speed grader. I'll click on speed grader, and it actually reminds me, if you're very familiar with the Google Classroom, this is what Google Classroom kind of looked like. You're able to look at one student's work. Here's the student's work. Here's their name. Here's their point system that they got. I did it as a complete, incomplete, or maybe it's excused. And then I gave them feedback as well. When I was done here, I click submit, boom, done. I click on the top right corner and I go to the next student. This student, great example, they have not submitted anything, so it's still considered missing. So I put it as an incomplete. I have no feedback because there's no feedback for me to give, or I can say, hey, I'm missing your assignment. Can you please turn it in as soon as possible? It depends on you as the teacher. I'll click on next. Here's another student's submission. I checked it. I gave it a complete, gave some feedback, click submit, move on to the next one. So this is using the Canvas speed grader, and that's how you're able to do it. But then I know most of us are using, I totally blanked out. Most of us are using the Google assignments because we're so used to using the Google Docs, the Google Slides, the Google Sheets. That's where all of these things come into fruition. So let me show you today's assignment. So today's assignment is Monday 10/12. That's what I called mine. I'll click on that, and I have this usual generic assignments page. It does say speed grader, but if you click on speed grader with a Google assignment, it gives you nothing whatsoever. And I know a lot of these students submitted their work today, so we definitely can't do that because there's no preview available because it's within Google. We're hoping in the future that Google and Canvas do a little bit more of a um, better team succession. I don't know what other words to say it is, but hopefully they get a little bit better so the preview can live within Canvas as well. But unfortunately, as of right now, it doesn't. So I'll be clicking on the Load Monday 10/12 in a new window. If you selected that as when you're creating your assignment, it will show up. If it doesn't, it will automatically pop open for you. And that's a different type of video, and hopefully you'll be able to find it. If not, hopefully a friend will be able to show you how to do that. So I'm gonna go ahead and click on this window. It's gonna go ahead and open up. And now it leads me to my Google assignments. And this is where we become very familiar with our Google Classroom. It has all of my students that have submitted, what time they submitted it, and things like that. Total points, things that you've originally set on. So I'll go ahead and click on this very first student, and I see their slides. They're able to see me the access, what can I do with it, the work that they've done. And so I go ahead and give them the points here. On the right-hand side, I make sure that everything's okay. Perfect, perfect. Small picture, but it's still good. And I'll go ahead and give them some overall feedback. Marvelous work, because they did do at least all the slides. And I like to always add their name just to give that personal touch. But you can always go add additional feedback, being very specific on things like that. This is the slides format. You can do it the same way with your Google Docs and Google Sheets. I like to always return them because when you return it, I think this is the best part. When you return it, dun dun dun, give it a moment. Drum roll. It's kind of waiting a long time. There we go. They returned it. It's kind of like returning the paper in the classroom. You want them to have it. When I go back here and I click on grades, it's now officially in the Canvas grade. So that student here, let's see, right here, this is the student that I graded for. They had the points that I gave them for, and now it's officially in the gradebook. But there are some additional questions that I know that you will be having within the gradebook, within SpeedGrader, within the Google Assignments gradebook. There's so much going on already, and I know there's going to be additional questions. So let me actually make myself a lot bigger because I'm not going to be really showing you because it's more of questions that I can answer without showing you. So one question that I know that people are running into is, well, if I don't return it, do I have to return it? No, you don't have to. You could always manually input it within Canvas's gradebook. It's up to you, honestly, if you just want to return it and it automatically does it for you. Another question that I've received is, I can't think of it right now, but it had something to do with the gradebook. I'm sorry, I'm totally blanking out. But if you do have questions, you're more than welcome to reach out with me. Just ask your teacher friend, and they most likely already know my email address. You can go ahead and email them. I don't want to say it in the video because this will be on YouTube. So hopefully that gave you a little bit more clarification. I know it was fast. It's a lot of information, but by all means, it's a YouTube video. Pause it, reverse it, replay it over and over again. And if you have questions, by all means, find a friend that knows me and I can help you out one-on-one. All right, I'll see you guys next time. Bye.